tonight with the wonderful Green Dumpling. Everybody say hi, Green Dumpling. Green Dumpling, say
Hi,
hi.
GreenDumpling.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's say hi to everybody who's here. There's so many people here to support you. Snowstop, hi. Neko Cho, it's Kid Carbon, hi. Thank you for coming back. Guess you have something original to share. Who knew? I know Kid Carbon, right? Who would have thought? Super Gaijin, Stay Lost, Confused. Thank you so much. Shrimp Chew, Little Bee, thank you so much for being here.
My God, all
BB,
these cool people are
Thank
here.
you.
Oh
Thank you
my
very much.
God, I'm
I
about to
agree.
be at my best behavior because
No. Listen, I don't need you on your best behavior. That doesn't make good television. That's bullshit.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you so much for the follows and for that wonderful subscription. I am turning off alerts so you guys know, as we usually do when we have guests on. But thank you, TD Bell. Thank you for gifting that sub to Green Dumpling. I hope you enjoy your little corgi emotes for a little
Thank you
while.
so much. Thank you so much, you guys, for showing love and support to our Mxiety here. She's also part of the dumpling tribe, you know. She's a little bit shy to talk for now. She's gonna
I'm getting
warm
there.
up, and then she's gonna be there. She's gonna be there.
Oh, you're so cute. It's on my to-do list, and I'm trying to focus on the Goth Squad to make sure that like I plant good seeds there, and then one thing at a time. You know what I mean?
Plant good seeds. Okay.
Well, I mean, I put my roots down and do a good job, and then when I know that I'm good there, then I can do a good job somewhere else. Does that make sense? Like one thing at a time, making sure that
True.
that you do right by everybody, but you doing one thing at a time is better. That's anyway. I'm being a nerd.
Yeah, actually, you're right because there's the thing about a lot of streamers is that they want to be in so many communities, and then
Right.
they get so so overwhelmed, and then they be like, you know what, I gotta leave this community because you know what, I can't stand this community being too active and whatnot.
Right.
I cannot keep up. I'm like, well, first of all, who the hell asked you to be in so many communities and you got yourself so freaked out because crazy.
Right. What the hell is wrong with you? Right. And then, yeah, they sign up for everything. They're like, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, well, don't do that. Chill out.
Yeah, chill. Like,
Pick one at a time. Thank you so much, Pixie Fab and Shrimp Chew and Snowstop and Mr. Jellybean and Mutant Vex. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Surfer Dave, yay! I'm so excited to see you. Ina Veda, hi. Hi! Oh my gosh, you guys are incredible. Oh, thank you so much for being. I agree. Yeah, so then trying to do one thing at a time kind of helps compartmentalize things and just make sure that like you do right by everybody. I don't like that. Like I only have, this is not a lot compared to a lot of people. I only have 10 Discords that I'm part of, and they all have a purpose. I'm very, very selective. I sound so pretentious, but like it's for a reason.
no, it's not pretentious. You're just being realistic to yourself, which is a good thing. You know, sometimes I'm surprised when people say I'm in like over 100 servers, and I'm in 100 servers, and I cannot be in more. I'm like, are you sure you're gonna be in like 100?
Right, because you're not in them. There's
Right.
you're not active in them. I don't see the point for that. It just seems silly
True.
to me. Yeah. I've only got 2. Sir Studmuffin, that is actually quite impressive to me. If I could narrow it down to 5, I would, but a few of them are good friends, and then a few of them, like, are teams that I'm on, right? Like, so all of that, yeah. Too many
Understood.
Discord, yeah, to keep up with. Honestly, it's just trying to visit every single of your friends every weekend. It's true. And then there's a whole thing. There's a psychological thing where you can only know so many people. Like your brain can only comprehend knowing so many people at one time. It's called like your monkey circle. And so like you can have X amount of really close friends, and then X amount of slightly further away friends, and then X amount of people you know total. Because like you can only, before you start feeling overwhelmed by like how many people you know. It's like a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's quite a few people here, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with our surprise. So, Ceddy, you have been a positive force for so many people, and I see you consistently, like, people talk about the fact that you trash talk and you sip tea and all that, and I get all of that, and I love all of that about you. But you also have this, like, beautiful, soft, mommy, nurturing side that a lot of people are super grateful for, and I see you
Okay.
lift other people up. And so I asked one of your mods to help me get a few people together to let me know what green dumpling means to them. So, of course, I got the idea from you because you did that to Gothics, and I was like, this sneaky guy, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know how many people love him. He thinks he can get away with doing it for others. So, so it's not too many. It's not too many, but I'm gonna read them one by one, and I hope you enjoy them. So the first one, of course, is from Gothics.
Okay.
So this is probably the least likely to make you cry, but we'll try. Ceddy is the realest internet gangsta I know. His outspoken demeanor is so refreshing, and he makes me feel like I can always trust him, even when he's threatening his viewers with his flip-flop.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay, it's a good warm-up. Okay, then that nerd Violet says, Ceddy is an incredible content creator. He has never been anything but himself, both personally and professionally. It's a breath of fresh air, especially with considering other content creators. He has never followed any rules, guidelines, or tried fast-tracking to success. He is genuine, and my love for him cannot be put into words. He's a very special streamer, and I'm thankful to have been able to watch him flourish on this journey.
Aw, that's sweet.
It's really...
But I do follow rules because I don't want to get banned, you know.
Okay, so TOS doesn't count.
TOS, yes.
So Savage Wolfie said, not only is Ceddy an inspiration, but he's also really a down-to-earth person. I've learned so much from him ever since I followed him on Twitter and started watching his streams and finally was able to be part of the Dumpling tribe. He's a person who advises you, but also a person who kicks you in the rear if you need kicking.
Okay.
Just Miku said, Ceddy is someone that means a lot to me. He accepted me for who I am in an instant and welcomed me with open legs and arms. He's an inspiration that drives me to be the best version of myself, no matter how long or how hard I have to try to work to achieve it. He's a good friend, model in general, to be honest, and huge motivating force for me.
Role model. Okay. Back rolls. Yes.
Coffin Prince / Pijod. I just copied these names. So Ceddy is one of the most unique individuals I've ever met, and I'm glad I have the chance to connect with him. He's a person that puts out a strong front on the outside, but on the inside, he's as sensitive as can be. He gave me the inspiration to not be a better streamer, but also a better person. His positivities turn any day to a better one. I love you, Mama Ceddy. It's an honor to be able to connect with you. Keep doing what you're doing, and then in all caps, keep representing us from the LGBT community.
Wrong side, but yeah.
I don't know what this was. This was random.
The Hunger Games, but it might look like I'm doing the Nazi shit. No. Okay, I was trying to do a Hunger Games, I swear.
It's so close. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of Hunger Games, it's too soon. When Ceddy, Dave X90. To me, Ceddy is an inspiration as he's down to earth, real, and thankful. He's a fierce and shining soul on every platform, throwing that light around for all to see and support for those to feel. He's a lovely person to interact with and a pleasure to call a friend.
Are you guys seriously gonna do this to me when we just started the whole thing? Seriously, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, and you just woke up, so I feel like this will be a good day, right? Yes, I only have 3 more, so don't get your head too big, okay? Because there's only 3 more. Okay. Azra today said, I finally got a chance to say this to you. Wait, hold on. Okay, I might have messed up. Azra today, if I messed up your comment, I'm really, really sorry. This comment was actually from your moderator. I can't pronounce his name. It's Wendelman. That's right.
Wendell. Yeah.
Well, okay, so just Wendell is fine. Okay, so Wendell said, I look up to Ceddy like a big wait, no, I'm lying. This was Azra today. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. Really ruining the moment here. Okay. I look up to Ceddy like a big brother, and he's like family. He's supportive and protective. I'm so lucky to know him. His streams always bring a smile to my face when I'm able to watch. Okay. Then Wendelman says, this is true. Wendell is saying this. It's been my pleasure to know Ceddy this past year. I appreciate the honesty, humility, and humanity he brings to his community and value his friendship. I'm thankful he's sharing his positivity with people every day. And the last, but not least of all, is Sleepyhead Robot, who had the most profound thing to say. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath in and make sure that this really gets you in the right spot.
Yes.
And I quote, he said, just tell him Manco. He'll laugh his ass off. So yeah, say Manco, that's my only word.
It's actually manko in Japanese, but
it's even stupider that I said it wrong. Yeah. So that's
so
that.
much. Oh my god. Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna go like, you know, I could have, but
no, it wasn't like that. I think it was everybody just talking about how much of a force you are. You know, I don't know. If you want to cry, you can. I didn't think you were going to, honestly.
Well, I am touched, but honestly, yeah, I do feel like, you know, it's worth it, you know. The things that I've been doing this few weeks is been really crazy. I'm losing sleep as well, because I thought about, you know, I've grown to this certain level, and you call me a public persona.
Public hoe. We agreed public hoe
Yeah,
is better than
hoe.
public persona.
And because, you know, everybody in the community is really helping me to get to where I am, and I feel I want to give back. And yeah, so I've been trying my best to make sure that if they join Dumpling Tribe in a Twitch team especially, they're not just gonna be there to just exist and represent the team. They're supposed to get something in return. So I'm really working hard, been speaking to many people, you know, and time zone is not at my favor, especially to make sure that, you know, if they can get sponsored or whatever nice things that can happen to them, I want them to have it, you know. Mama can't be the only one that takes all the fancy stuff. I gotta, you know, my children need some shit as well. So
I don't know. What do they need? Shoes? What do they need? Yeah. Oh my god.
A bag, you know.
A bag.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, and I love that. I think, I mean, I don't, and I've told you this before, I don't know you like super well, right? But like getting to know you has been a pleasure, and a pleasure enough that like I am quite nervous doing this interview. And I said the same thing to Gothics. I did not expect to be nervous, but then I sat down in front of her and was like, gah! And I've known Gothics. So if I'm nervous to sit and talk to you, you know that we're good friends, and I want to make sure I do like right by you and give you a chance to express yourself the way you want to express
friends.
yourself.
So let's just talk like we are really just
Hell yeah.
friends. Yeah, so don't worry. Don't sit there and be like, oh my god, I'm talking to this person. We are friends. Come on.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I guess, so you guys, the way that this works, so alerts are off. I do appreciate all of your follows and subscriptions and bits and everything. Alerts are off. We're still going to get little prompts on the screen. The best way that you can participate in this, in this stream today is by asking your questions. So if they're relevant to the conversation, you can just ask them. If you have an overall question for Ceddy, the way to ask that is exclamation Q, and then just ask your question. So exclamation, the letter Q, and ask your question. And then at the end, we'll be sure to make Ceddy respond to all of them. All of them. So your participation is super important, and don't hesitate to say something and participate in the conversation, because this is really, it's a kitchen talk between me and Ceddy, but you guys as the audience can also have a big impact on how well this goes, and I want you guys to know that.
Now, especially when we're talking about mental health and therapies, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys here, y'all need to hear all this, because I am all about seeing a therapist like you. It's not so much about seeing Jesus anymore. It's like a lot of us actually need to see a therapist, because honestly, we are living in a world when we are constantly stressed out, comparing with people, and we are always having anxiety, panic attack, depression, get help.
Yeah, talking to somebody to get, yeah, that's why, that is when I fell in love with you, hands down. The moment where you were, when you started doing those public videos about talking about like, here's what mental health is, that's when I was like, all right, this guy's for real, this guy really means it and is trying to make a big impact. So why would you choose to do that with your platform? Because you do kind of have this pretty big platform, you know, now. I mean, you might not be ninja, but you're definitely, you know, you're up there and people know you. And so why did you choose to talk about mental health when there's like, you know, so much taboo and stigma around it?
Because here's the thing, we are, like it or not, whenever somebody says they have depression or they have mental illnesses, I'm looking at a lot of reaction from the public is that, you know, this person has depression, you know, like I don't know how to handle this person, so yeah, I better not be a friend. So because of all this kind of discrimination and the way people treat people with depression or any form of mental illnesses, I feel that it's really because people are really misinformed, they're uninformed. And as somebody like me who has that kind of platform and influence, I just think that if I get to tell people that it is okay to be yourself, it's okay to admit that, you know, you're fucked in the head. Because like it or not, people who condemn you, people who discriminate you, people who, you know, who don't want to be your friend, you wouldn't know, they are the ones who are having mental health issues as well. So I'm gonna talk about it because especially gamers, we are, you know, and there are a lot of communities out there who are always um you know, who talks mainly about gaming related esports stuff. I feel that there's not enough communities who allow people to freely talk about their daily struggle, their mental issues. So this is why not just I talk about it on stream, I talk about it in my Discord. I tell people, you guys have every right to have this channel called Off My Chest. Just if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling shitty, if you're feeling whatever you feel, just dump whatever shit in there. I mean, we might not be giving you solutions or professional advice, but talk it out. You will feel better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so why do you think it's so important? I mean, people talk about the fact that, like, oh, well, I go into people's streams because I don't want to talk about the real stuff. Like, that to me is therapy. That to me is the distraction. Like, I want to go and just watch somebody mindlessly play video games. And so, what do you think about that?
Like you mean when people go to somebody's stream and then they their opinion is that they rather not talk about it and
Yeah.
just play game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, all I can say is that these people are not informed. They are not educated enough
Yeah.
about
Okay.
all this. Honestly, it's the society's problem because the way we see people with mental illnesses is always, come on, this person is she's just trying to seek for attention, you know, she's this, she's that, you know, instead of be like, what can we do to help her, or what can we, you know, how can we approach this person? Is like, oh, you know, let's just leave her be, you know, she's crazy,
Right.
you know, the kind of reaction from people, especially
Right.
in Asian countries, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so do kind of expand on that. So how is the stigma of mental illness, like, how is it, what do you think is specific about it in Asian countries?
Oh, number one, we are not big on mental health awareness at all. I mean,
Okay.
we're trying in Malaysia. We are slowly picking it up, and mental health assistance is, especially if you want to seek for a therapy, is super expensive.
Oh,
So
okay.
not many people can afford that, and even if they could, they would have to think twice because it's like, oh shit, you know, we are taking about I don't know, maybe like one fifth of their pay and something like that is super
Oh
expensive.
my
And
god.
like, you know, I'd rather not, you know. But also because Malaysia and other Asian countries are influenced by religions,
Mm.
there's a little bit of a spiritual aspect to it. So people thought that, you know, some people who have depression or mental illnesses are possessed,
Mhm. We get, yeah, the same
especially
crap in
from the
Russia.
rural area.
Mhm.
If you're the kind of person who's like, I'm having depression, I don't want to get out of my house, oh my god, this person is possessed, you know, he could be some demon is doing something to him. It's not himself.
Oh my god.
So, oh my God, we need to exercise him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, that sounds really familiar because in Russia you would say that there are bad spirits in the house, right? You need to
Yeah.
like cleanse what's happening in the house, which like all of it is, I don't know. I don't think it helps. I think it just further blinds us to like what's actually going on instead of helping in
True.
some way. But that stuff is scary. That stuff, I mean, that's real. But what about appearances? So like Asian countries like Japan has one of the highest suicide rates. Actually, the US is behind Japan 8 places in like all countries that have the suicide rates. So like how why is that? What do you think about your culture cultivates that?
I think it's because people are expected to work really, really hard, and then they don't really have time to breathe.
Yeah.
And as somebody like me, I was from creative agencies before. I understand how hectic,
Girl.
the girl, yeah, girl,
We bonded over this. Yeah, I
yeah,
worked in
I was,
creative for exactly 9 months. I was like, I was out. I couldn't do it.
and when the news broke out that people die in creative agencies, do you know we have come to a point when we don't even have to read the news. We'll be like, are they from Japan? And the answer is always, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody from Japan just died overworking in creative agencies. And I'm like, my goodness, like why is there no awareness on things like this? It's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And how is it that that's become acceptable, that like working your entire life to that point that you die working? How is that ever, like, how has that become the norm? But it is, because if you're not overworking, it seems like you're not good enough, right? You're not like, you don't wear that badge of like, oh, I'm so tired all the time. Like, it's almost like something that you could say to brag about yourself. I feel like yeah, that's just how we are in modern world now.
I think it's because we are too blinded by the material aspect of the world. Like, in order for us to get to this level, we gotta be rich. We need to have money. So how do we get money? We need to work. So how do we work to get money? We overwork, and then
Mhm.
we try to kiss our boss's ass, and then we don't know how to put our foot down. And then when the boss would be like, you know what, you gotta work. You gotta stay up. I don't care.
Right.
And the boss can just take off while you are like at the back in the office working and working. You forgot to eat. You forgot to take a break. You forgot to sleep. That's the
Right.
most important part. You forgot to sleep. And
You have money
but
so that you could die and I guess like be buried with it. I mean, like
I don't
that's
know.
that's what I
People say
always say.
we always say to people, if you work so hard and if you try to overwork, you are actually working just to pay for your funeral.
Yeah. Oh, I really like that. I'm gonna use that now because I thought that, but I've never said it out loud. But that's true.
Yeah,
Just working hard
it's
is
true.
working for your funeral. 100%. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so scary though. That's so morbid. I don't know.
Yep.
Do you guys in the audience, do you guys think that like what do you think is the case with culture? I don't think it's very different in the US. Like I'm listening to you talk about, Asian countries. I don't know that it's very different. Like especially when it comes to the creative world. I feel like that's a nightmare no matter where you go. For whatever reason, overworking creative types and ad agencies is just like the thing to do. Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know, like this is why when I think when I was doing one of my shows, I said to people before, please, don't yes, it's good that you are loyal, but don't be too loyal to a company, because if at any time you die, they can easily replace you. You are not that indispensable, to be honest. Like, all right, okay, so we just hear news that Sally passed away, and yeah, we're sad for her. Okay, the next day, Mxiety is gonna come and replace her. So
Yeah.
yep, life goes on.
Well, that's what I mean, I've been saying this too. So before, I feel like companies used to have loyalty to their employees too. Like, so in the US, like we would have like company picnics, and like all kinds of benefits, and your family would be taken care of because you had good health insurance. I don't know how health insurance is by you guys, but like that was a big deal. And now all of that is taken away, but you're expected to work the same amount and with the same fervor. And so, like, but why are you going to be loyal to a company that's shown you in no way that it cares whether
Yeah.
who you are? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For me, if I mean, back when I started, I was so scared. So if my boss says I can't leave after eight, even after my working hour, I wouldn't leave. But I mean, now I'm like, fuck you. You're not paying me. And you pay me first. Are you not
Exactly.
paying me for me to stay overtime? Fuck
Hmm.
you. I'm leaving.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of balls to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta make yourself super useful to
Right.
them, and I mean, especially if you work for smaller companies, they don't really dare to fuck with you because the process of hiring a new person takes time. So they know they can't just lose somebody. So they'd be like, "Okay, bitch, go."
So do you still work in marketing now, or you've moved into a
Uh,
different?
I'm in marketing. I think I live, I eat, shit, sleep, breathe, marketing. Everything about me is marketing. My dad is was in a marketing background, and he kind of influenced me to be in this. I mean, he doesn't really explicitly tell me that I have to be in marketing. I mean, being a typical Asian parent, my dad was expecting me to be an engineer, an architect. But
Yeah, why aren't you
yeah,
a doctor? You guys, are you
yeah,
supposed to be doctors, or is that just
I'm supposed to
Jews?
be a doctor,
Okay.
lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. I even have a law degree, you know, like it's just that I didn't really want to pursue it because I fucking hate the legal system in here. So I'm like, it's not for me. I
You
don't
so
think that's
you're
gonna
like
be.
undergraduate is in like legal?
Yeah, my bachelor degree is in law. I study UK law. Yeah, and then I got masters in marketing. I know the
Right.
transition is weird, but
No, it's not that weird. It's not that weird. I mean, I'm talking about mental health, and I started as a research and history major. So
and then
it's
you were in creative agency. What the fuck is going
yeah,
on?
what the fuck? That's exactly right. Yeah, because nobody cared if I had a master's degree. It was a startup
Yeah.
company, and they just needed people with that they could just grind out and keep torturing and keep
They
the
need
system
people who are
going.
smart. Like I think you're a smart person. You're resourceful, and even though you don't have you may not necessarily possess the STEM degree and whatnot. You're smart. So yeah, that's most important.
So then they're gonna yeah, that's when they like harass you into death because they're like, oh, she's a clever one. Let's get her in here and make sure she hates herself in 10 months.
Oh yes, you're right. And then if you're smarter, then you'd be like, well, I can hate myself better, but you gotta pay me enough
pay
to
pay me to hate myself,
yeah,
please.
pay me to hate myself, you bitch.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So, but okay, so you have this background in law and everything. So why the fuck are you talking about mental health now? Like, what's this? I mean, I understand. I'm making the connection slowly, right? Like, mental health is it's a tough topic and it intertwines with all parts of our life. But like, why do you specifically want to talk about mental health? Why was that something that you decided to take upon yourself?
I'm gonna tell you this. Honestly, it's always the kind of people who be like, I never need therapy. What the fuck for? I'm fine. I'm happy. It's always the kind of person who fucking needs therapy. I didn't know I need to see one until I saw one, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm with him for like what the third. I'm the third time now. I think I'm gonna see him for the fourth time. I'm gonna continue, you know, because to me mental health is so scary because the thing is that people, as I said, being um
Oh no,
look
you froze.
like they have.
Okay. Look was
Oh,
the last
sorry.
word. Sorry, repeat yourself. You just froze for a second. Sorry.
No, I say it's always those people who don't look like they have mental illnesses are the ones that have mental illnesses, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to talk about it because I have it. I have a problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you have a problem. Did you get diagnosed with something, or you're just like you're going there because you want to get like a little bit of help and kind of get yourself back on track? Like, what's the goal?
I wanted to be a better person because what people
Oh.
don't know is that I am yes, people see that I am, you know, that bubbly, the crazy, the trashy, the hoish ones, and on social media, and oh my
Right.
god, he's so funny and whatnot. But that's only because you guys spend time with me. Like even when I'm live, you guys only see the 4 hours of me. You guys
Of
don't see the
course.
20 hours of me. So you don't know the shit that I'm going through. So I was back, you know, since I was constantly battling with stress, and then the stress comes from monetary stress,
Of course.
family stress, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and there are so many factors. And I unfortunately have this problem where I don't know how to process my emotions, as according to my therapist, whatever he means. I want to hit him because he was so accurate about
He's
it.
too fucking accurate.
Yeah, so he's like, you know, you have a problem processing your emotion because you were never allowed to process your emotions back then. And I'm like,
Mm.
I'm like, what is this calling out culture right now? Excuse me, hello. Like, are you on Twitch?
Excuse me, sir. You don't even have tea. What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you? How dare you tell me that I am not able to process my emotions. Damn it. And I realize it's true because every single thing that happens to me, my reaction is always anger. So I get angry really, really fast. I mean, I think the Incredible Hulk is inspired by me because
oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, we're green, by the way. So the thing is that people, I have this problem where I react to almost everything in anger because apparently to him, I needed my voice to be heard. So I've always been living in a world where nobody was listening to me, and to me, my subconscious is telling me that, hey, yell as loud as you can when you want to, you want to talk to somebody, fight with them to get your message across. But of course, there's not the right way because there are better ways. So I'm seeing him just to unload all this shit, and then he's been giving me tools to cope with whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm about to explode. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, so you're very much not alone in that. So my thing was crying and getting very like emotional. So it's kind of the on a different side of that, right? So but in the same way, because that is what would get me attention when I needed it, is that I would get upset, and then if I got upset enough, then somebody would want to like make me, and even if it was just kind of brushing it off, being like, oh my god, we have to make her stop crying, what do you need, and so to me, I internalized that as like, as a child, I internalized that as like, okay, cool, so if I cry, I finally will get the attention that like the very basic attention that I'm looking for. And so that's very similar, and it took me a while to learn that like I'm not just emotional and just easily upset and all those things. Like it was the best that I could do. And it's the same thing for you. Like it's the best that you could do was get angry. It's what you know, and that's what you're going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. I mean, when and he further diagnosed me, and then he said that it's because when I was younger, I'm pretty sure my parents never allowed me to express myself, which is true.
A lot of boys experience that too.
Yes, especially if I run to them and I say to them that I've been bullied at school because of me being LGBT and effeminate. I'm not exactly a muscular person, a masculine person, and I'm not, I don't have a deep voice, and then the reaction from them is always, well, why don't you act like a man, it's because you are like this, that's why people are doing this to you. I mean,
right. Oh my god, listen, it's Asian. I mean, my dad is technically Asian, he's from Uzbekistan, but like the Asian Russian culture is so intertwined in that way. The whole like, this is the way you are, this is you. They act like that, of course, because you're an idiot, you did this thing, of course they're going to react that way. That's what you deserve for acting like that. Yeah.
And why are you crying?
Yeah.
Why are you crying? You're a guy, right? You're a boy, right? Why are you crying?
Right.
This is the kind of reaction that this kind of shit that I have to go through when I was way younger. And I think he said that it's because nobody really actually listened to me, and this is why when I grew up, I get really I became the kind of person that is trying to please people. Yeah, I've been through the stage. So this is the situation with me right now. So
okay.
When I started working, what was that? 9 years ago? Yeah, I was the people pleaser. I was like, oh my god, I want to be the like Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. I want to be the kind of person that everybody loves, and oh my god, love me. And then people would continue to storm on my head and be like, oh my god, he is so sweet, right? Let's just fuck him over. So people will continue to do bad things to me, and I'm like, it's okay. I understand. It's okay. They must have a reason why they are doing it. And as time goes by, because all these things don't work out for me, and I evolved to the super aggressive person, and I became this person that is like, well, fuck you, okay? Fuck you. No, I don't care about your feelings. So I'm trying to strike a balance here. So this is why when I'm seeing a therapist, I told him before, I said, I completely am disregarding people's emotions because pissed. Like, I just don't think that people are sincere anymore. I'm gonna tell you this. My problem is when people say compliment me,
Mm-hmm.
I always have
What
this
do you
problem. I'm
want?
like, no, yes, one. Second is thank you, but I don't believe in you.
Mm,
Yeah, but of course, over time, I mean, it's getting better now
right.
because, like, he told me that I have to believe because it's always the belief system. I made it, I compartmentalize, everything in such a way that I believe people are not sincere. I believe people are this. I believe people are that, and I should maybe tune in a little bit to be much more, you know, trusting.
Mm-hmm. But that's so hard. I don't know any. I mean, that's why we have a channel in our Discord that's literally called "Just Take the Compliment," and you are not allowed to say anything like, "Oh, you don't mean that," or "Oh, it was nothing," or stuff like that, because that's what that people don't trust compliments.
That is a freaking good practice. That is really, really smart. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should do it in my
Do
journal for
it.
myself.
Do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And it's you're not allowed to say anything except thank you. And whether you accept it, that's your internal journey. That's for you to go. But you can't shit on somebody who just complimented you and went out of their way to let you know, "Hey, you did something special for me and I want to thank you for that." You can't be like, "Oh, yeah," because then you're minimizing what they just said to you. So you're minimizing somebody else in addition to crapping on yourself, which
That's
is
true. That's
yeah.
true. That's a very good practice. I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, if you want to use it, there's a few people who have been like, "That's brilliant," and put it in their discords, and yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have positivity journal and off my chest right now because these bitches been requesting so many channels and they all ended up become wastelands. I'm like, bitches, yeah. And so far off my chest is popping because people are,
Yeah,
as I said, people are constantly bothered by something. So they need somebody to talk to. They
yeah.
need to
Mm-hmm.
vent and whatnot. So I'm like, go ahead. Because I'm confident in this gaming industry, you don't really have time. You don't really have the luxury to talk about it because people don't care. They care about their esports, their games. Like for you to come in and be like, oh my God, I'm having a shitty day at work. Like, why do you talk about it here?
So, but why? So that's my question: is why do you deal? I want to make sure that I phrase this correctly. But why do you permit that? So my biggest issue is people coming into my Discord and just dumping their problems and then going away and then coming back and then dumping their problems again. And so like that constantly, because that person, there's those people, and it hasn't been happening recently. So like nobody be like, "Oh my God, is that me?" It hasn't been happening recently because we instated some rules. But like, there's always that one person that's like, always just complaining and always like everything is wrong all the time. And so how do you kind of balance that, especially when it comes to your Discord? Like, how do you balance that there's not just people coming
We
in
shut
crapping?
it down. We
Yeah.
had one person who's always complaining about every single thing. We know that person. I am the kind of person that I'm like, oh my God, seriously. Like I allow you to talk about certain things, but there's a difference between venting and whining. There are some people who just like
Yes.
to whine and whine and whine, even though you have given them the solutions, even though they know what they want to do, they're supposed to do, and they continue to whine and whine. And I sometimes, if my members will shut it down, and I'm just gonna be like, well, you deserve it because honestly speaking, a lot of these people, I get it. Sometimes, negative emotions happen, but I cannot continue to let you keep bringing the dark clouds at every opportunity you can.
Mm.
You can't go seek help. That is not our problem anymore. We're gonna make sure that you are told to do what you needed to do at the first place. We shut it down. I don't care. I mean, knowing my personality, I'll be like, bitch, you complaining far too much. Because we had one person who comes in and always talks about his view counts, and I said to him,
Oh no.
nope, 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 nope. Like, it's one thing to talk about you having mental problem. It's
Sure.
the other when you're complaining about your view count problem. Now that is something that I don't think.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, that's a well, but and then there will be the same people that like complain about their life all the time, and it's the same problem, and like, "Oh, I'm still arguing with my parents. Oh no, I can't stop arguing with my parents. Oh, but move out. You know, especially
Yeah.
like most people that like we talk to, they're adults. Like, move out. You should not be living with your parents anymore. This is not like you don't want to accept that solution, but you want to continue complaining about the issue. Like, I deal with this with friendships too, where you have to put your foot down and be like, this is not
But I
venting.
cannot move out. It's so expensive. So they
Yeah.
always have reasons
Right.
and justification. It's so fucking annoying. So I shut it down. And this is why from the get-go I say, you know, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say off my chest, but we are not obliged to respond to you because we are not professional therapists. We are not gonna give you any advice. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. And if nobody respond to you, well, take the clue. Maybe you are just a really difficult person to talk to. Yeah.
Huh. That's really, because I feel very bad if somebody doesn't get a response. I feel very bad, but I also have a smaller Discord. The thing is, I feel like once there's enough people in it, you just don't have time for that shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I can empathize. I read through, but sometimes I just don't respond because I know certain people, they are not there to take your advice. They just want to tell you that how shitty their life is. They'll always want to one up you, you know, when it comes to the shitty problem. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I can see you like getting heated about it too. Like that shit makes you angry, right? Because like I think that you're also like, I'm a doer. So if you have a problem for me, I need to solve it.
Yes,
I
I'm
can't
a doer.
Mhm.
Exactly. I
Mhm.
solve shit. And I always
Mhm.
say to people, you need to solve your shit. You cannot continue to sit here and complain.
No, that's a yeah. No, that's very true. You can't like I just need you. Yeah, I either take my solution or stop asking me because I'm not going to change the solution that I have. Like I still think you need to move out of your house. That's not going to change, and I think that that is the root of a lot of your issues. And so like if you don't like the response you're getting from me, you just need to like go and find somebody else to get a response from
Yeah,
at
so
that
like
point.
I like you know this particular person, you know, he used to have a mental breakdown on his stream because somebody else got partnered, and then he was so salty about it. He feels that
Oh
the person does
no.
not he feels that the person doesn't deserve partnership. Okay, I get it. We sometimes look at some partners and be
Sure.
like,
Sure.
you know, like what the fuck? This person is a partner, and but the thing about him is that he had a mental breakdown and he started name dropping the person, and then the person obviously, I mean, if let's just say, you know, I catch you talking about me on your
Yeah.
stream, you're
Yeah.
like Dumpling, it doesn't deserve. Why do I have to be your friend? Fuck off, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. You're talking shit about you don't like me. Don't be friends with
yeah,
me. Yeah.
and he talked about this person, and the person decided to stop all communication with him, of
Good.
course, and he was like, I really want to be friend with this person. I've changed, you know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, dude, just let it go. Don't force friendship. Honestly, you can complain about it 10,000 times in my Discord, in my DM, and she is still not gonna be your friend because you talk shit about her.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
went into
Especially in a public space. It's one thing to be like, listen, this person's such a shit. And
yeah.
another thing to call them out in a public, you know, like Twitch, the way I see it, like Twitch is like a public square. It's a bunch of people coming out and yelling their own thing, and then hopefully people will come and watch you yelling at your thing, right? But like it's a public location, so people are going to hear you and they're going to talk about what you're talking about. And if you're talking shit about people, like it just seems a little bit stupid, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, as I said to him, I say the difference between me and you is that I do talk shit about people, but I don't name drop. Because here's the thing, naming,
yeah,
if you dropping somebody, that itself is like you're trying to wage war. And if I want to wage war with somebody, I will wage war, and there will be no need to be friends anymore. I'm ready,
yeah.
you know. But if
But
you're
you have
not
to,
ready,
you
why would you do
collect,
that?
you collect your information and you make sure that you're not just shitting on somebody and all that. And
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
keeps the receipts.
you get those tax refund, bitch.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta make sure that we actually like answer the questions that I meant to ask you too. But so when did you figure out that something was up? That something was going on with you specifically? Did you feel like did you know for a long time, or did you like, because you just went to therapy and you're 31, right? If that's okay to say. I don't know, maybe you're 13. I
I'm
don't, what do you prefer?
24. Yeah, I'm 31. Yep.
So you just went to therapy now, right?
Yeah.
So when did you figure out that something was wrong, and how long did it take? Because a lot of people will say, oh, I can't
Right.
bring myself to therapy and I shouldn't even try. And I'm like, it takes a while for you to get the guts to do that. Right. So like, when did you figure out something was wrong, and what was the journey like to actually getting the help you needed?
When when people around me started telling me that I am a fucking difficult person, when
Ooh.
yes,
But that's
sometimes you
a
just
doer. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you talk. I promise. But that's a doer situation where people come to you and go, "Listen, you're being a shithead," and you're like, "Well, I have to fix this problem." Because the other option is you sit there and you feel really bad for yourself, right? And you're like, "Oh, nobody likes me," and yeah.
yeah, like I told you before, like I evolved from that kind of person that I always want to be at somebody's good side. I'm always the people pleaser, and I have evolved to become the kind of person that is super I am always like in your face kind of person. Like you screw up, I'm just kind of person. You know what? You're such a because you're a stupid dumb bitch. That's what you are. I say things like that, and I'm not afraid of consequences. And because I am not afraid of consequences, you know, I because and I bring this to my personal relationship to even my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when my mom calls me and I'm in a bad mood, I yell at her, and she
Mm-hmm.
did not do anything wrong. I mean,
Oh, right, right.
I didn't specifically grow up in a very loving environment. This is why they say, remember I told you the
Mm-hmm.
therapist said to me that, your family didn't allow you to express yourself, so you're always angry. So the thing is that I channeled my anger at the wrong, at the wrong place. And when I was running my Discord server, I became this person. I'm like, okay, look, I everything gotta go my way. If you screw up, I'm gonna fucking yell at you. And I did that. And it wasn't until, my loved ones, my friends, and said to me, Ceddy, I hate to say that to you, but you are becoming a very nasty person. You are always so angry. And we felt that, we gotta tell you this before you start losing all your friends and whatnot. And I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay, number one, I appreciate the fact that you number one, no, the number one is how dare you. Number two is, well, I appreciate you for telling me this, because I think, it's about time that yeah, because I don't like the fact that I'm angry all the time. Like I'm aware that it is a problem, and I am aware that I snap so fast. Like I can be talking to you, and if something happens, I could be like but no, not now, because now things
No,
have
no,
changed.
I know what
I'm
you
a
mean though.
I'm a better woman now, you see. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm a better man. Yeah. So my point is that, yeah. So when you need people to tell you that you are fucked up, you know, and you also have to be able to bring yourself to see somebody and seek help for it. That's, I think, to me, that is very important, because a lot of times I'm seeing a lot of mental illnesses post on social media, but I don't see, the action on it. Like I don't see people say, I'm depressed, but I'm going to see a therapist. I see things like, I'm depressed, please send memes, cute animal photos. Maybe that will help, but I don't know. And maybe the person is already seeking help. I'm not judging. I mean, I'm
Sure,
seeing a lot of trends like this, but
sure.
I would love to see you talk about, I'm having this problem, but this is what I'm doing to get better, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal here. That is definitely one of the goals of anxiety, is to empower people to fix their problems, to figure out what they need to do in order to feel their best. Like that life
Yep.
doesn't, you don't have to go on feeling miserable and terrible and like looking for stopgap solutions constantly. You can wait and get the help you need, and then like start living your life the way you're like to your fullest ability. So is that what it is though? You keep using depression. I know that a lot of people, use depression pretty interchangeably, because that's a big one. That's the one that most people are afflicted by. But so is that like your anger, does it stem from depression, if that's okay to ask, or is it
No,
anxiety?
no.
No, no.
I am not diagnosed with bipolar, schizophrenia. I'm not anything. I
Okay.
just have anger problem, and
Okay.
I don't know how to process my emotions. That's what he said to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'm
It
gonna.
could lead
Mhm.
to depression
Of
though. I'm
course
so
it
sorry.
could.
But yeah, he
Yeah,
said
if
to
you
me
don't
that,
handle it, then it's going to
yeah.
come up in that way.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back there, and I feel like this has happened to you a few times. It's happened to me recently. It happens to people all the time. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the conversation that we've had, the first conversation that made us friends, which is, what about those people that say, and it's actually one of our questions in the queue. What about those people that that say, oh, this is okay, this is, you have to understand, you have to give me slack because it's my ADHD, or it's my anxiety that makes me like this, or you made my anxiety feel very bad. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you ever feel guilty? Do you ever, yeah, how do you feel?
Right now, I'm like, well, fuck you. Now, seriously, you are not entitled to use your mental health to be a fucking asshole. Okay, now we are all going through this. Like, yes, I may be an angry person and whatnot, but although I want to say certain things to tear another person down, but I don't really want to use it. I don't really want to say it because sometimes it could come off really hurtful and stuff like that. But the thing is that I feel that a lot of people are using mental illnesses as a method to be an asshole to a person, as an excuse to be an asshole to a person, and I do
Excuse. Mm-hmm.
not agree with that. If you have a problem dealing with your mental health, you need to go seek help. You don't lash it out on people, especially innocent people. Okay, you can't just say stupid stuff and be like, oh, because it is my depression, it's because my frustration. No, 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 no. It's because you are being an unreasonable and irresponsible person. That's what you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
I
can't. I
will.
can't disagree with that.
I will put my foot down and I will say to you, you don't come to me and say you're doing something like that, because bitch, I'm as fuck in the head as you are, whore. So you better learn how to act.
Mutant box. Do you mean the excuse part? No, or Ceddy's response? No. I just. Yeah, I'm seeing no, and a lot of I'm like, oh, what's the issue here? Let's pinpoint the issue a little bit. But yeah, so I think that that's the biggest difference, because, and I think mental health gets a lot of crap here, a lot of slack, because it's still it's something we're trying to bring to surface. So when people misuse it as an excuse, it's very hurtful, because you're like, I'm trying to make the point that mental health does not make you less of a human, and you're literally saying, oh, I cannot function as a nice person because I have a mental illness. And
this is why people don't want to be friends with you, because you are behaving
right,
like that, and you make it look like you make yourself so unapproachable, and people will find problems trying to be your friend because they don't know how to manage you, they don't know how to handle you.
yeah.
So they will be like, oh my god, I think it's best that I just leave her the fuck alone, because yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about like handling your issue or not. So this is a great point, because once again we're back to this point that, like, you are responsible for your own actions, and if people are turning away from them, you're responsible for coming up with solutions, and not expecting other people to deal with your shit because they have to, because nobody has to. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself, and if you want your best life, then you should be working towards that by working on bettering yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's behind each and one of us. The excuse part, I hate when people use the mental illness as an excuse. Okay, mutant Bex. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that would be the reaction, not the part where I say,
I hope so. But you don't know. There's always somebody that's like, do not say that. I do not, And then we have to talk it out.
Yeah, but I will say that because I said what I said. I stand by it.
Did I stutter?
Yeah, did I stutter? No, I did not.
I mean, I've got mental health issues, says Okami. I'm not going to use that to get what I want. I'd rather do the best I can and fight for it than give up and use my mental health as an excuse. But that's exactly...
Yay, power to you.
Yes, but that's exactly what I'm saying is people will say that, you'll see somebody, we were talking about this, there's like a soldier who learned how to walk, whose doctors told him, you are never going to walk again, right? So you can't see that and then see somebody going in the same way, like, oh no, I can never run because I have a heart condition. Have you tried? Have you tried slowly walking and then moving up to running? I'm just trying to say that, like, physical conditions and mental conditions are the same. The goal is for you not to be like, well, that's it, I'm out of life, I can't do life because it's too hard. The goal is for you to go, this is the cards that I'm dealing with, because everybody has cards that they're dealt that are not great. So you go, these are the cards that I'm dealing with, and this is how I'm going to handle them. And there's
Yep.
different levels of this. I'm not like an idiot. You know, there are people who cannot work because their depression is so bad, or you know, people who cannot walk, they don't have legs. Like I'm not a moron. I'm not trying to say that like you can do it no matter what. There's definitely limitations to things, you know,
Yep.
including what you can do with depression. But people will give you credit for trying, right?
That's
I think like, wouldn't you, if you saw somebody was doing their best and maybe they were still a dick, and maybe it was because, you know, they get really anxious and then they get nervous and stuff like that, but you know that they're trying their best, wouldn't you give them credit for that?
I would, because like I told you, I told the guy that constantly complained about his view counts. I said to him before, I said, by the way, you know, he's complaining about why he's not happy because he's been, you know, he was a very negative person. He is a negative person, and he's complaining why people don't tune in. I say it's because the vibe that you put out, and I say I'm so sorry, but you don't have friends to tell you that you are a really negative person. And then when he said to me that he's really seeking help, and I said to him, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. But the thing is that you gotta understand that people will take time to accept you again, because they saw the version of you before you sought help, but now that you've seen help and whatnot, it needs time. You need time. But I do definitely agree to give them chance and give them credit for trying, because I always say, if you are troubled and you seek help for it, you make the effort to do something to better yourself. Nobody should be like, well, it's pointless, or disregard all this effort, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes a little while to clean up. You made a mess. It's going to take a while for you to clean it up. You
Yep.
can't just expect people to trust you. You broke their trust. And trust is a very hard thing to build, which is why, like, it's, you know, it's better not to be shitty to people to begin. I mean, here, great. Let's go back to the situation. So your friends told you, Ceddy, they told you, hey, you're being a shithead. I imagine that they're now a little bit cautious around you, and you also kind of have to prove to them that you are, you know, you're doing
Of
your best and going to
course,
therapy.
of
Yeah.
course, people are always so scared around me. I know. I mean, I have been told that they don't know whatever they're doing is right or wrong and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Well, give me time, because this is like what, my fourth visit to the therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I will be better. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I've learned the tools to be better as well. So yes, I will be better. But I understand the reason why you gotta be careful around me, because you don't know I'm a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. Super Frenic, it's really important to keep the nuance of the conversation, because otherwise it strays a little too close to. It's true. It's true. Like, illness isn't a matter of control or willpower. 100%. I do want to make that clear, because it's not. There are a lot of cases where we are dealing with things that are like completely out of our control, and there's definitely those scenarios, and there is also a stigma that like you're just not trying hard enough. You know, somebody can't get out of bed because of depression. Well, you don't look depressed, right? That whole crap. Or like, oh, well, just get up and just do it. Like, absolutely. But I think it's important that we do our best to try to be our best, and I think people will give you credit for that. I don't think that you owe anybody that. I don't think that you are for everybody, but I do think that you definitely, I do agree that we needed to nuance that. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Super. But I do agree that there's definitely, like, you can work to be your best, and that's the best you can do. But if you just completely give up and you say, I can't because I don't want to, that's the difference, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's, I think what I say always is the key is it an excuse or is it an explanation? Right. What does depressed look like? Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like I'm depressed right now. What does it look like? It looks like a girl who's wearing like a nice amount of makeup, has pretty lighting on her. That doesn't look like anything.
You're supposed to be starting your stream crying, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's what people understand
Yeah,
about
makeup
depression.
running. Yeah. Mhm. Right, right. But it's what I say to that is excuse versus explanation. Are you using apparently I'm not supposed to have nice makeup or be funny with schizophrenia. Oh yeah, F that. Super. But like, is your illness your excuse or is it an explanation? Here is why I'm doing this. I'm sorry, for example, is very different than being like, well, I have this, so that's why. You
Yep.
know, those are two different things.
Many people say that, you know. Well, this is me,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. I'm born this way. No, you're born a cunt, so you better fix that.
Nobody's gonna like, you're born that way. Well, nobody's gonna like the way you're born. So you're gonna have to
Yeah,
work.
so sorry. You need to go back to your mom's womb. Oh my God, you're terrible.
Oh my God, that's so mean. That's so mean. We're teetering on this line. I'm like, if something gets taken out, if something in this interview is taken out slightly out of
Blame it on me.
Yeah.
You know,
No!
anxiety has nothing to do with it. Come for me. Attack me on my social media. Do it. You know, I've been taking
I
it from
dare
people
you.
for normalizing
I dare
bullying,
you.
remember?
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I love you so much. This is fantastic, you guys. Okay, so what's the hardest thing that you think has been to explain? So we're talking about explanations versus excuses. So what do you think about your behavior has been hardest to explain to other people, or for them to understand about, what's going on with you?
Basically, for me, I find it hard to explain to people that my mind is, I have a problem compartmentalize my thoughts. Like, you know, like if a problem happened, a problem A is here, and my brain will try to fix problem A, and then when problem B comes out, shit, and then problem C comes out. So I will try to fix this, and I'm constantly stressed out. And people don't know that I am constantly in stress because I simply don't know how to structure my thoughts. And when I'm getting too stressed out, yeah, again, everything leads to anger, and I will get so frustrated with the world, and I would want to just snap. You know, I will be like, why are you talking to me? Like I'm thinking about something, you know? And
oh my God.
It's not intentional,
Yeah.
you know, but it hurts people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like that part of me. And sometimes it's hard because I'm, as much as I want to say, that is not me, you know, that is not me. But people they don't care, because what I said to somebody is already too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have to clean up, right? Going back to that.
I have to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that shit.
Yeah.
And then by then people's feelings are hurt, and you know, you can't undo what you say because you yell at somebody who's being nice to you. Like, the problem happens was when I think my mom called me, and I got incredibly agitated because I think I was in the middle of something. And then you know, I raised my voice at her. There's a shitty things to do. I don't do that anymore. Ever since I told my therapist about that, and ever since whatever that happened, I make sure that I message her and tell her that I love her. So the thing is, there was one time she called me and I yelled at her, and I think I was in a stress, I was in a bad mood, like I was in a super terrible situation, and she called me and I snapped, and then she said, "Why do you talk to me like that? Sometimes I just miss you. I just want to hear from you. You know, you don't live with." And I'm like, ah. And then it's not helping, you know, because I live with Sleepy Robot, and he's like, "Hey, you know, your mom just calls you because she misses you, and
you're shit.
I let her, you're shit. You know, how can you do that to your mom?" And I'm like, oh, fuck. I need to see a therapist. I say, I need to see a therapist. I cannot do this anymore. Nope. Not to my mom, not to Sleepy Robot, not to anyone, not to ever happen to anxiety, you know. No.
So, and you said it's expensive to see a therapist where you are? Like, there's no insurance, there's nothing that covers that?
Insurance don't cover this except for physical injuries.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's on you. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is why people are hesitant to see one, because it's expensive. So it's like 250 ringgit Malaysian is about, I don't know how much is that in US, RM 250 in USD. Let's see. $61.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every session. So that's kind of that price. So I told him, I said, dude, you know, if I'm paying you this price, you better give me ways to be better. So he said, well, I'm going to give you homework to do. You want to do homework? I'm like, what? I'm going to do homework? Fuck. And my homework is to write it down. Every time something makes me angry, write it down, as you know, evaluate my emotions, and yeah, just don't lash it out and stuff like that. So because of that, even though sometimes my mom may say certain things that piss me off, I'm
Oh,
like,
sure. She's
oh
not gonna be an angel. Of course, she's still gonna nobody deserves to get yelled at, but I'm sure she'll still say things that are like,
yeah. My mom will say the thing about my mom is that she's like me.
uh-huh.
She's a troubled person just like me. She lashed out
Trouble
on me
person.
as well. She lashed out on me as well. Okay. And then she said, hey, sometimes my mom, when she gets agitated, she says the shittiest thing to a person that you'll be like, ah, you know. Yeah, so like mother, like son, my dad is even worse. My dad is the kind of person that was go from 0 to 1,000
Mm-hmm.
so fast. So I think whatever that I'm going through is attributed to my upbringing and my parents' behavior. But I simply think that for me to continue to blame them for all these things is not gonna be fruitful. So I'm just gonna cut the the cycle and just yeah, be good.
If that's a reason that somebody can't go, that's a great question H2O is asking that's relevant. So, if somebody can't go because of money, do you guys have any solutions? Like, are there, because here we have some companies that will do like cheap therapy, or, you can go to a few for free, or some, like, are there any in between? Like, if somebody is, that comes to you and a friend who lives, in the same country that you do and says, Ceddy, I'm really not feeling well, but I don't have money to pay for therapy. Is there any solution? Is there anything you can advise them?
Fortunately, because I talked to the guy, I said to him, your fucking service is so fucking expensive. He said, I'm so sorry. The government doesn't cover us, so that's why we got to be expensive. I said, I understand. But we need to make sure that people are being taken care of. And fortunately, they are training interns. So what I'm paying right now is 250.
Oh.
So if you see their intern is only 50 ringgit. So it's like look
Oh.
at the drastic difference of the price. So you actually, if somebody comes to me right now and they say, you know what, I want to see a therapist, but I don't know how, or I want to experience it myself, but I don't want to pay so much, I will tell them, go to wherever I go. They can have an intern for that. So it's perfect.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I mean, that's kind of the solution here too. It's people doing pro bono work while they're studying.
Yes, and I ask around for people in the United States. They say there some schools, universities have counselors
Yes.
that are actually able to do that for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think at the end of the day, it comes down to you need to speak to somebody. The problem is sometimes we don't speak to people because we we felt that I was a bit hesitant to speak to a therapist because I'm like, what the hell do they know? They don't know me, but it
Right.
turns out they do.
Yeah.
They will
That's
know
their
me, and,
job.
and
That's their
yeah,
job
that's
is
their
to know
job.
you. Mhm.
Yeah, and why do I have to tell them my problem? Yeah, because you don't know how to fucking process your emotions, and somebody have to tell you how, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I went to see one. This is why I'm going to be going back for the fourth or fifth visit. I can't remember. And it's been a great experience so far because he whenever I went to see him, he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, now here's a problem."
Right, 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 right.
And then he's like, "Okay, all right, sure." I'm like, do you need to see a therapist after seeing me? He's like, oh, I'm good. I'm good.
No, but I remember asking my therapist that one time, and she goes, "Not because of you, but I do see a therapist too." And I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Because it's just good to have that third party person that has no connect. You are literally paying them, so they have no
Yeah.
reason to be nice to you, to give you like bullshit on a stick. Like they are going to be as." They're a third part. They're an independent person who can look at the situation and be like, well, here's what's going on in your brain because that's what I know. I was trained in knowing this, and here's how to solve the problem from this solution perspective. I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't understand why people why people think, I don't know. Like if you have a broken foot, you go to the doctor, right? And if you think you injured your foot and you're like, shit, I don't know if it's broken. You go to the doctor and the doctor either says, "Hey, you have a broken foot," or he says, "You know what? Your foot's not broken. You just sprained it. Do this, do that, and then you'll be fine." It's the same thing, but nobody treats it that way. The stigma is so strong for people to want to go ahead and get that third person help. It's like impossible, and it drives me
and
nuts.
it's and there's no awareness about all this. Like we see so many, especially like in the United States, there's so many commercials on pills, on medications, on this, on
Right.
Viagra.
Hmm.
Where do you see mental health being talked about all the time? People don't really talk about it. I don't even live here, but I watch Hulu, so I can see the kind of commercials that you guys have. I'm like, they don't talk about mental health. It's like, and sometimes when they try to inject the mental health part in shows, they make it like a humorous part. It's like they don't take
Yeah.
it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's a good
yeah,
point. I mean, that's a good point. I literally work in medical publishing, so I deal with mental health medication. So for me, I'm biased. I'm like, no, they do talk about it, but it's not as often. It's not as
yeah,
common as like the accounts we have several. You know how this works, right? So you have several different accounts, and the accounts we have for like diabetes medication and like all kinds, oh, Viagra, please, like all kinds of those problems, we have those accounts are huge. Our bipolar depression, those accounts are so small, they don't pay as much, and they're usually smaller pharmacy companies and all that. That's a very good point. I didn't
yeah.
even like stop and think about that. You do see mental health being talked about in medication ads. That's where you see that's the only place you see it in TV, right? So but that sends a message, right? If the only place that I'm going to see mental health talk is going to be somebody being like, here's a pill, then
Yeah.
then that's how I'm going to look at it. I'm going to be like, well, I don't want to take medication for this. I'm not ready to do that. I guess I don't need it. I don't need this. I don't want that.
Because
Because
I asked my therapist, do I need to take pills? He said, no, 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 no. The first stage, you don't need it. You need to talk to me. And I will
yes,
try to see what we can do. Then if it is chronic, then we will advance to a different level. But
that's a
now,
good doctor. But that's what a good I think a lot of people get scared that they will be put on medication and stuff like that. But a good doctor
I'm not going to.
should say that. That's
Yep.
exactly what a good doctor will say. I mean, you could have a condition that literally, requires you to be on medication, right? Like instantly, like, oh no, there's no joking. I've diagnosed you. This is what you have, definitely. But then there's a lot of mental health issues that can be solved with this outside conversation. I think that's very important.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do? What do you do now to kind of? So you said you do your homework and you write down when you're angry, and
Yep.
so what else do you do to kind of keep healthy and keep yourself in check so you don't become like an angry bitch that people hate again?
Okay, so I understand that bulk of my stress comes from money issues. So
Mm.
it's always the finance part. So I have already learned to uh, budget, and I am learning to write basically journaling is everything to me right now.
Oh
Like
my gosh. Hmm.
I've learned how to do bullet journaling, and every single shit
Yes.
is in my journal. And I'm like, whenever I'm spending, like I just need to make sure that I know how much I spend on this day and how much I have left in my bank account, and my potential earning comes from where and whatnot, and I'm okay. And now I try to be I try not to overthink stuff, because I always over worry about certain things. Like if I see let's just say I allocate X amount of money on electricity bill, and I
Hmm.
say, let's just say 100, but instead of 100,
Right.
like I have to pay 150. Oh shit, I will go
Yeah.
into a panic mode, like, oh, but it's not worth it. Yep.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. I needed to sit down with you about budgeting. Yeah, I mean, Dawn Star, we still have to have that conversation. But I've been meaning to do an episode. Thank you for reminding me. I've been meaning to do an episode on bullet journaling because a lot of
Yeah.
people want to do it, and like teach people how to do it because I think because there's a book about how to do it, people get really intimidated and think it's like, oh my god, I have to do it. But you make it your own. There's a method to it, but then you do it however is most convenient for
Just
you.
go to their website, bullet journaling, and their instructions are so simple, and the
Yeah.
symbols are like what, four? There's only four symbols to use in the journaling, and I've been using the four. I don't even try to complicate things. And by the way, who's gonna judge you when you journal? Nobody's gonna judge you. You're
Right.
supposed to be the only one who has access to your book.
Right.
Come on, you're not gonna put it out there. And I know people take in photos of their journal with beautiful artwork and all that. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to do
I don't
that.
I don't have that. No, there's
I
no
don't have
beautiful
that.
artwork. I have a lot of shit crossed out and different
Yeah.
colors and
When
yeah.
I'm angry, I'm shaking, and the handwriting is like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah. I'm not taking a picture of this. It's just
Yeah,
the
I'm not
word
taking
fuck
photos.
across a page.
And I am not sharing my shit. Some people are like, oh, why don't you show us a picture? I'm like, why am I supposed to say, oh my god, today, oh my god, I'm fucking gonna kill this bitch because this bitch said this shit to me. Fuck her, and I will. It's me and my nasty thoughts.
Pika, enjoy your lurk, sweetie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
If people are really, I'm not joking. People actually have access to my journal. Shit,
yeah.
I'm telling you this. It's like reading telenovela. You know, like it's because if you read it, you will read it in my voice. Just like how you read my tweets. It's the same.
That
shit.
is how I
Like,
read your tweets. I picture you going. He's like,
Because some people are like, oh, dear journal, you know, today. I'm like, fuck this bitch. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. She said this to me. Quote. I cannot believe I did not hit her in the face. You know?
So you seem so first of all, is this one of your other weapons, is making other people laugh? Because I can see you like get energized from that. Like, is that something you just really enjoy doing? I'm assuming that's why you're an entertainer.
I think I'm born this way. When I was younger, I loved to perform and dance and sing, but all the bullying took a toll on me, and I kind of like killed the entertainer for many years. And then I think it was through Twitch that the entertainer crossed out from the vagina and be like, oh, I'm back, you know. So
I kind of feel that way too. I actually didn't sing for a lot of years, and then I was like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna fucking sing for you. But now Twitch Sings won't send me an invitation, which is a separate problem. I still sing.
Don't mention about Twitch Sings right now. Oh my God, I'm dealing with a lot of fake ass bitches. I'm writing in my journal. I'm like, I have a lot of fake supporters, fake viewers. They say to me, I can submit my Twitch Sings clip to the contest, and when they release a finalist, look how fucking talented these people are. Fuck that, you know, their voice is like they can carry the note. Whoo! I'm like, fuck y'all, fake people, fake.
Telling me that I can sing.
Fake viewers. I am gonna be in the finalists. They lie.
I worry about that too, that people are just being very nice, because you can't friggin' tell. You can't tell.
Because I said to them, no, bitch. No, I said, you know me and I know myself. If I knew I'm a good singer, I would have pursued that route.
Of course.
Okay, I wouldn't have been sitting here and be a clown on Twitch. I would have been recording my album, you know, being a songstress and whatnot.
I wish I don't have the balls. I suppose I used to be like the highest voice, and up until I was 14, I did a lot of singing and like was leader of a choir and stuff. So like I know there's somewhere back there's talent, but I don't have the balls to follow that. There's no way. There's no way in heck. That's so scary. That's like a different type of scary.
It's hello. There are so many movies showing people like girls like you who are like so quiet and like so shy, and then when they are hurt by their stepmother, their evil stepmother, they'd be like, oh, and they started going like, you know, they're seeing like, you know, they're in American Idol or whatnot.
Oh my gosh,
girl, do it.
I have the stepmother story too, so we're good.
Wait, hold on. You really have a stepmother? I was just.
Yeah, no, I do. I have an evil I haven't talked to her in 4 years because she's a horrible human, but yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
nailed
God.
that.
I was just guessing because you know how Disney movies all about.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it.
And then the princesses magically know how to sing.
Yeah.
When they've been cleaning the room, the house, and they start singing.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Oh gosh, you're wonderful. Okay. I think so. How do you? Okay. I don't know. I think we've asked everything. I think we've talked about everything. You guys, it's time for question time. He has superpowers. Seriously. Yes. The talent jumped out. He's just being a psychic. Aren't you trying to like work on your psychic abilities?
I don't think I have any psychic ability, but yes, I am. I do try to dabble into tarot and whatnot, into all this divine stuff. Yeah, I don't know. People say I have that gift. I don't know.
I read Russian cards, which is a little bit different. It's like you put pictures together.
What the hell is that?
So I've been thinking about streaming it, but I don't want to piss off any spirits. This is genuine. Like, I'm a very scientific person, but I have told myself enough things that have come true. And I predicted my friend's divorce 2 years ago. So I don't want to fuck around with that, and I don't want to piss anything off. But so there are these. It's Russian. It's not called tarot. It's like Russian. I don't know what it's called. It's called patience is the Russian word for it, and it's oh, maybe that's what it means, like seance cards. But it's basically, so you have like this deck, and you ask the cards a question, and then you put the cards out, and they give you a message with the images, and then you read that message out, and you can kind of put together. If you wanted to, I would do it for you. I would try.
Girl, I'm not about to be informed that I'm gonna. I would rather see fortune. I want to like know when am I gonna be rich and fabulous and famous. I'm not about to get. Ooh, Dumpling, you're gonna be so miserable.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't like mess around with it. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh, Nico, it's okay. Enjoy your sleep.
So what do you have in the cards? Like divorce, you know, or shit
So
like
it'll
that?
be some. So it won't be divorce. It won't. There's good things too. Okay, but it will be
Okay,
something
fine.
like paperwork, heartbreak, and separation. What is that?
Oh, fuck.
Right? So it comes together, and then you read that. It was so bad because my girlfriend had been talking to me. She goes, I'm not happy with this guy. You know, I'm married. And they both came, so they both came over. So I do this every Halloween. That's the only time I do the reading. I light candles, and so the two of them were over in their Halloween costumes. And so I read her fortune, and hers was about her work. It was about the fact that she was going to find a new job, and she did, by the way. But then her husband sits down, and I was like, everybody needs to leave, because I saw the cards, and I was like, everybody needs to walk away, because I remember her saying that she was unhappy, and then the cards are telling me this, and I'm like, I'm about to tell this guy like the worst thing ever. And they got divorced that year. So that's really scary. I mean, I've told people like this year, actually, I told somebody that they were going to get a promotion into like going from a cubicle into an office, and that happened. That really happened in January. So sometimes it's good. Yeah, sometimes
Maybe
it's
you
good.
need to try to get in tune with your psychic side. I know you're a scientific person, but even science can't explain every single thing, you know? So
I don't know. Well, so that's the one thing that I will believe in. These cards are, I'm telling you, they're very scary. But that's why, like, you understand when I say I don't want to piss them off. I don't know if they're okay with being on the internet. I don't know. I could try.
I know if you open it back, oh my god, my car say you a hoe. I'll be like,
Oh my god, they're right. Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's hysterical. Oh my god. Hell no, I'm messing with that. Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah.
All right.
Shit.
If again, like if somebody asked me to, I might do it, but I would have it would have to be a purpose. It would have to be, maybe I'll do it for like a subscriber or something privately on Discord first.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so interesting and scary.
Oh, by the way, since you're a subscriber, you can now attend our yoga classes if you want. If you want.
A yoga class?
Yeah, I'm a yoga teacher. That's a real thing.
No, I'm not doubting you. Oh my god, why do you laugh as
I
if
don't
I'm
know.
gonna
It's a weird thing to just be like, hey, we're talking about mental health. Also, I'm a yoga teacher. It's weird.
Hey, doing yoga is good for your mental health. I'm pretty sure of that.
That's
It gets
why
you
I started doing
calm
it.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last time I tried to do yoga, oh my god, I almost cried in the yoga hall because the teacher wants me to bend down, and I had this big ass belly back then, super
Aw.
big, and I'm like, he's like, bend down. I'm like,
No. Yoga is about learning how to do that. I would never force you to do. Plus, I'm the only one on the screen. It's Discord, and I'm the only one on the screen. So I can't see what you don't have to. You could be sleeping. You could be eating cookies while I'm doing it. I don't recommend it, but
in the physical class it's hard because you can see all these people like, you know, they're doing all their weird ass, their feet on top of their head,
yeah.
and you're sitting there like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah. But Deepa's been in my class. That's why she's saying it was a fun class. I'm really happy that you enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yoga's awesome for you. Yeah, yoga and reading your cards while you're in the poses. Yeah, there you go. Teach us how to yoga.
If you don't do what I'm doing, I'm gonna read your fortune. Oh fuck, everybody's gonna do that.
Fuck, okay. I'll put my feet behind my head, no problem.
Yeah, my feet is behind my head now, teacher. I'm so sorry.
Dawn Star, they wanted me to do baby grasshopper's my favorite, but you have to work up to it for sure. That's a butt one. You got to get your butt off the ground.
What the hell is a freaking baby grasshopper?
I can't show it to you right now. I have the green screen and everything, but like, hold on. You
just hop away to somewhere?
No, you like take your foot this way and then you like lift your butt up. That's the best way I could show it without like getting on the ground and doing it. It's a yoga pose. You can Google it. It's not like scary. It's not like a scary pose. They're very, very much scarier poses. Turn into a pretzel or get your cards read. Do whatever feels comfortable. Don't pressure as you go with your ability to yoga. Yeah, that's like the whole point of yoga is that you do.
What the fuck? This kind of bullshit.
Your face is perfect.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm trying to imagine myself doing it. I think, for me to even do like that on the ground with my foot on the ground is gonna be suffering for me. And this bitch that I'm looking at right now, she's like levitating.
Uh-huh.
Oh Lord.
I don't remember my stupid command, Mr. Jellybean. This is a web around green screen. If you scroll down below, you get 10% off if you buy one. And you help support this channel. Yeah, it's a circular green screen. It's so I can do shit like this like an idiot. And I still am in the green screen. Pizza! Yeah, sure. It might work. What is that? What do you mean behind me? The green screen? That's a green screen. I'm just not using it.
They want to know what is behind the green screen.
Oh,
Ooh.
I've showed it before, but there's a lot there. There's posters, there's a Kermit the Frog. You gotta keep watching in an episode and then you'll see it. I sometimes show it. It's not like a secret. It's just cleaner this way, you know?
Right, and then she's gonna have some of the cards behind her.
Oh, they're just floating in air.
Yeah, they're floating.
Okay, so let's go through our questions, okay? You guys, exclamation, the letter Q, and your question if you'd like to add any questions here. How hard was it for you to find a therapist you trust? Asked Tropical Moisture.
It wasn't hard because this person was recommended by a friend. So according to her, she was trying to break it down to me like what is the process about, and I'm already prepared for all this. So when I first saw him, she was right. He was really a great listener, and yeah. And he even told me that he said when you see a therapist like me, our expertise is not that important. It's the chemistry between us. I'm like, oh, okay, that is great.
Oh, yes, of course, his links. Here you go. Yeah, these are all of Ceddy's links. Follow him everywhere. He's hysterical and just as wonderful as he is right now on stream.
Wow,
everywhere.
You are prepared. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, why do you think I asked you for them? For so I could look at them? Just so I could be like, ooh, what's his Instagram? No,
Don't look. You can just ask me.
It's a button. Okay. Debbie asks, how do you deal with extreme feelings of worthlessness? Does that ever happen to you, Dumpling?
Worthlessness, not really, but self-doubt, yes. Like I mean, as confident as I am, there will be waves, there will be moments when, there will be these crazy, stupid ass voices. They'll be like, yeah, they don't really like you, And but to me, I'm just like, fuck off, And when the second I turn on my webcam, it's all go. It will all go away,
Yeah.
I don't have a specific answer to cope with it because I think that is something you need to seek your a professional for that, like self worthlessness, because I don't experience that. But I do try to practice affirmations, like I am a powerful fucking whore that I will crush any bitches in my way. Yeah, that's my mantra every day. So yep.
I love that. So in terms of worthlessness, if you're interested in my advice, Debbie, those are very important times to give yourself a little bit of self-care. But another thing that I've been doing that's helped me so much in battling those thoughts is every time I do something positive and productive, I've been writing it down and making a note and putting it in a jar. I'm actually there. I'm actually gonna. I was planning on posting about this tomorrow. So you guys, if you follow me on social media, you'll see like there's a picture of the jar and everything that I'm gonna post. But it helps.
What do you put in the jar again?
So if something, so let's say somebody messages me and says I'm not doing well and I need a friend, right? So I will write down on the note, helped a friend today. You know?
Oh.
Or like for example, yesterday I got published on Medium again in one of their journals. It was very exciting, right? So I wrote down I'm a published author in this journal. So like
congratulations.
Thank you. You liked the post, so you know about it.
I mean, I didn't know that you were. I thought you wrote the post and then submitted. I didn't know you were published by them.
Yeah, right. I wrote it and then it's published by like a journal inside of Medium.
Yeah, that is an accomplishment. When I was back then, I was trying to tinker with it. I never had that opportunity because maybe my writing sucks, but whatever it is.
I'm a pretty good editor. If you ever need an editor, take me up on it.
Oh, I see.
If you ever need a writer, I love all that shit. I love it. Okay. But yeah, so like stuff like that, or you know, my boss. I did something that was really outstanding for my boss, like something like, you know, I went above and beyond today and did something that made, you know, help somebody, like stuff like that. And then you don't necessarily even need to open the notes, but you can even look at that jar and you see eventually it starts filling up, and then that makes you feel like you accomplished something. You're looking at it, you're like, I'm not worthless. Look at this jar that I filled up with all of this.
You need to make a video about that. I'm gonna fucking share the shit out of it because it's a smart. It's a really smart method. Yes, please.
Okay, no spoilers. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, fine. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm making a note. You give me love. You give me light. Okay. What is your Sir Studmuffin asks? What was your thought process when you see others in a bad way? For example, how I was a couple of weeks ago.
Sir Muffin, I'm not so sure if you're still around. Honestly, when I saw that, I really wanted to go there and give you a hug because I don't know what you went through. He was my moderator and he was having a really dark period. And I've been trying to ask him, like, are you okay? And whatnot. But I think, you know, his answer was quite like a one-liner thingy. Like he said things like, his answer to me was like, I don't even know. I'm like, oh, fuck. I was concerned. Like I was like, shit, if that is something. And the thing is that it sucks because I'm all the way in Malaysia and he's all the way, you know, in hell. So I'm like, you know, how the fuck do I reach out to you? And I just wish that he could get better, but I'm concerned, but I can't do anything. So I'm helpless at the same time. So I'm like, fuck. Yeah. Because if I live near him, I would have, you know, take him out. I'm like, bitch, just get the fuck out of your house now.
Well, that's definitely one thing. Another thing is I do have on my Discord a list of resources. So there are like international resources if somebody's really going through like an emergency where they can go to and talk to like a professional urgently. Like, you know how we have like suicide hotline, like that is in different countries. There's different numbers for it. And so like I have a bunch of those resources on my Discord. If you want me to send you any of them, DM me later and I'll like tell me the country and I'll try to find something.
Yeah, because he was like, you know, I don't feel like my friends cares about me, something like that. I was like, fuck, no, you're part of the community, you know, we love you. And I even get the comment, I say, everybody please send him love and whatnot. He's like, fuck off, whore. I'm like, okay, fine. But no, I didn't say that. I was just exaggerating. But he was like, essentially he needed help. I'm pretty sure he needs help at the time. And there's only so much I can do because I wanted to be there, but I can't be there, you know? Fuck.
Yeah. Well, Don Star is making a good point. You do what you can, even if it's just listening and offering, you know, internet hugs. Yeah, I mean, but sometimes that makes I think that makes a huge difference. There's people in our community who come in all the time and say, they're just like, fuck, I just need pictures of cats. Just something that makes me feel a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Maybe Sir Star Muffin would love pictures of my pussy. I will remember that.
Okay,
yeah. He was of my pussy.
Pictures of pussy. Write that down.
Yeah. Pictures of pussy.
Words have a lot of weight. They do, yeah. Aw. Sean's always kicking my ass, so don't worry. Aw, Stud Muffin. I'm happy you're still here. Okay, Mutant Bex asks, mental health is so romanticized now. How do you deal with people who romanticize mental health issues as well as suicide?
Oh my god, that's terrible. You know, like what was the movie about? Shit, there was a
Girl
series on
Interrupted?
Netflix.
Ah.
No, on Netflix there was a series, something like Riverdale, kind of like teenage.
Oh, oh, wait, I know what you're
13
talking
reasons.
about. Oh,
Yeah, 13
13
reasons.
Reasons. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like when I don't really watch it because those kind of shows are not, to my liking, and the concept of it is like weird. Like I
Yeah.
find the whole thing odd because it's like the girl killed herself, right?
Right.
And then she was like trying to. I'm like, oh my god, like your turn this into a show. Is this supposed to be? What kind of message are you sending that is cute to do all this? I
Right.
don't know. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I wish there would be shows about how people are actually going through that kind of suicidal thoughts and how they can better themselves than really just,
Right. No, I 100% agree. I think, and I said this yesterday, I think every time something big comes around, some big trend comes around, you have some weird stuff coming out on the sidelines, and we can't look at that and be like, this is the norm. There's always going to be something weird that people do with mental health, just like there's something weird that, there's a weird subculture for everything, is what I'm saying. So yes, there are people that are romanticizing all of that, and that's still going to be happening, but the best we can do is make sure that people are educated so that less and less people kind of fall predatory to that and look at that and go, oh, that's the way to do it, that's the right thing, because that's all they know. So if we make sure we educate people and have these conversations with them, then they're going to look at 13 Reasons Why and react like we are, being like, oh, this is not good,
Right.
But they
exactly.
need to know. They need to know. Noob, yes, I'm so happy that you like this channel. You do not lack in light. You create light by just being here. Don't doubt that for a second.
How dare you say that about yourself? No. You don't know if you are being a light to somebody else just because maybe you don't hear it from people. You don't know. You are a light to somebody. Definitely, I can tell you this.
Aww.
To me now. Because you just
Aww.
give me a follow.
Oh, that's so sweet. See, you make people smile. That's a light right there. That's brightening up something.
Yep.
I think the issues were really important, but the way they brought them up, Celestial, was the issue. It's how they did it. That was the problem. Okay, there was a question here that I don't want to lose it. What makes you feel better if you had a bad day?
Sleep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sleep. A Disney movie. There's
the
a
power of power nap.
You call napping when you're supposed to be sleeping. He's like, I took a nap. I was like, that's nighttime. You're supposed to be asleep. That's not nap.
I finished my meeting at about 2 something a.m.
Shit.
and I had to eat because I hadn't had my dinner. So I'm like,
God.
shit, I go out. I'm like, I can't sleep. If I sleep, I won't be waking up for your show. I'm like, fuck. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And also play with your dog. Oh my god, love your pets. Like I feel very happy whenever I see my dog. Like he is like I just love Teddy so much.
Yeah. Oh, I do love that too. Yeah, I have a list of we talked about this too. I have a list of things that I keep that's like whenever I'm having a bad day, I ask myself, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do things that normally I know make me happy? So like, did I read? Did I spend some time playing with my dog? Did I watch something I really like things that I know are good coping mechanisms for me? But I hope that answers your question. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, my heart. Pets have saved. Aveen, you're totally 100% right. By the way, your letter is in the mail. It's on your way. It's on the way to you. Yes. Listen, Ho, I'm gonna need your address.
Listen, Ho.
Listen, Ho. Oh god.
You're so candid about it.
Yeah, at first I was like, you know what? I'm gonna not call him a hoe, and then it was like, no, I'm gonna talk to you in the language that you understand, okay?
Okay, fine. Like today, Twitch Kitten was like, finish this sentence. I'm a streamer, and I'm like, oh, like it was so natural.
I saw that. It was perfect. The setup had, and now Ceddy will respond at the end of it. Like I swear, it was perfect. Oh,
yeah,
that
like,
tweet.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Okay. What Kamisora asks, what do you think of the fad amongst young people to claim that they have health issues to just stand out? So I said that people who do that do have mental health issues. People who are asking for attention that way, something is probably wrong.
Yeah, actually, I won't judge these people because I think they are really having problems. I always say that, for people to behave this certain manner, like even if a person consistently lies about certain things, they are sick, right?
Yeah, something's not right. Something's going
Something is
on.
not right. Yep. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I don't.
Munchausen syndrome is still a syndrome. That's exactly what, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What the hell is a I don't even know how
Munchausen.
to pronounce the word.
Look,
What is that?
it's when you like create illness. It's those people who create illnesses to get people to feel bad for them. That's
Oh, like
Munchausen. Yes,
I
and
have
you can.
cancer, but they don't have it, and then
Yes, right. But then there's also Munchausen by proxy. So that's like when you have a mom that's, always telling her kid like, "Oh, you're sick. You're not good. My child isn't well. My child has problems." Like that's Munchausen by proxy where like somebody invents an illness for you. Mm.
Munchausen. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce or spell this word. Shit.
It's based on a fictional Russian character. It's the most bizarre thing. I don't know if it's based on something else, but from what I understand, it's based off of that. It's very bizarre, but it's an actual like thing. Not long ago it was on the news. Oh yeah, that it does happen. It does happen.
Is it the girl that the mom shaved her head and then claimed that the daughter is sick just to ask for donation and help from people?
Yes, that's by proxy. Munchausen by proxy. Oh,
Okay,
German, not Russian. Thank you, Weissam. I'm so sorry. I've offended so many Germans today.
Because I think Russia would be Volskaya syndrome, something like that.
Vodka syndrome. Stop calling dibs English Chekhov. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. I don't know if I've given you enough context clues, but a lot of people don't know that I'm Russian. So that's where all this Russian.
I think you kind of like just gave it up since the beginning. You were like,
just threw it in there.
Stuff.
Yeah,
and I do
actually.
Russian cards.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I actually moved here when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's not important right now, but there it is. When you use the term therapy, do you mean professional services such as cognitive behavioral therapy or informal therapy, as it could be suggested that group conversations such as this would be considered therapeutic to some degree? Kid Carbon, in this context, we meant therapy like professional therapy. I hope
professional, psychologist. Yeah. He's an actual psychologist.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope that was, So this is in some way, this is definitely, therapeutic to some people, but we mean like go to get professional help. Yeah.
Yes.
Secretly, I'm not so secretly Rapunzel. I'm very outwardly Rapunzel. The best day I ever had was when somebody messaged me and said, "Do you know somebody from Disney because you're Rapunzel?" And I was like, "Oh." Anyway.
Oh my god, I'm from Disney too. I'm a Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh shit.
But you say my name, and I died.
Oh my gosh, so that's all of our questions. You guys, if you have any other questions, please be sure to ask them. And at this point, you don't have to do exclamation Q. I'm just watching chat and everything. Ceddy, I know, right? He's so wonderful. Thank you. I've been watching all of your follows and my brain is exploding. Thank you so much for all of your follows. I do hope to see you guys again. Next week, we have the guy who invented this new app called Hug a Group. He's going to talk about a Hug a Group. He's not from, I think he's from Turkey. Well, we'll find out. But he invented this app and it's group therapy with a professional therapist, but through an app. So you can do it anywhere in the world. And it's a subscription service. So like you pay like $10 a month and you participate in this group therapy sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
cool stuff. I love what you're doing for people. Is this going to be a long-term thing for you? Because please keep this up. You need the streaming world needs you. I'm telling you, you are always on Twitter. You saw this kind of nonsense going on. You see people behaving certain manners. They need you. You are gonna be the light for this. Like I cannot. That is not my brand. My brand is marketing shit. So you are gonna be the light for all this things. Please, please continue doing this, please.
Oh my God, what the hell? I gave you 15 people telling you they love you, and that did not hit me in the feels the way that what you just said. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe you don't know this, but I'm just gonna tell you this. You thought that, you know, when you said to me that I'm significantly smaller than you, I'm like, no, I actually knew about you way before. Like, I know your brand precedes you. So I know, I don't know you in person, but I know you do mental health stuff. That is what makes branding so powerful, because number one, your name, Mxiety, you know, and then you are always advocating these things. I'm telling you this, the world needs like and voice like you. You are, and you are so educated on this. So please do that. Please do that.
Oh my gosh, that's my dream. Like this is living. This is I couldn't be doing anything else. When I finally started doing this, it was like a year and a half ago when I pressed go live, but like I created my website and everything before that, and it finally felt like I was doing what I was meant to do.
Yep.
Thank you
And I
so
know you're
much.
not doing it for fame or just to be
No.
like, so people to, no, I know, we can tell from the passion and the love and stuff like that. So please do it, keep doing that, you know. And I wish nothing but success comes your way, and Twitch needs to recognize people like you more than a lot of people. Anyway,
Real streamers.
yeah, I said what I said, you know. Yeah, but I love you. I have love for you. I'm very happy that you want to talk to me about this. I'm so happy that you shared so many input, and you are really teaching so many people new things. Give yourself more credit, love. You are an amazing soul.
Oh my gosh, Ceddy, you don't even know how much that means coming from you. Like, I look up to you and I love how you were able to package this message of like love and care in this like quirky persona and everything. Like, you present what I'm presenting, but you're able to kind of like surprise people with it, if you know what I mean. Like, they go in, they're like, oh, I'm gonna laugh at this, you know, kid who has a funny laugh, and then they walk out of there and they like know stuff, and they're smarter, and they're more caring. And I think that that's really, really cool. So coming from you, for you to say that, that means the world to me. Now, if you could,
So partner, people have been saying that this is a partner potential. I absolutely agree. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of content out there. There are so many types of people. You may not have to be the funniest girl alive or whatever. You don't have to have like a loud personality. But what you're doing is, this is called, what you're doing is you are empowering community. You are spreading light, love, and you are illuminating the community as a whole. You are the leader, you know.
oh my
So this
gosh.
is partner material to me.
Oh,
This
well,
is
I've applied 3 times, and every time Twitch is like, "You are not partner material. Get those numbers up, and we'll see." And it's hard. It's hard to get the numbers up when you, because all I do is this talk show and education, and that's not what people come to Twitch for. So
they say to you because they are very number oriented, and I don't fault them, because you know why? Because a lot of people apply not without even touching the number, so
right.
they have accidentally lumped you as those people who, oh, you know, she's just one of those people who never really had the number. And but they don't, if I was to really go through content like this, I would personally, as a Twitch, I would be like, we need this girl in the community, especially when they're so shit and handling trolls and people harassing us and constantly put people in a negative state. We need lights like you.
Oh my gosh, bitch! This is your interview. What are you doing? Complimenting me and making me feel really good. What are you doing?
Oh, what the hell? Oh my God, you are doing nice things to people and you cannot take hello, take the
Hello.
compliment.
What are you,
Yes.
gothics now? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Mxiety, you guys are so cute. Wild Spice, thank you so much for that sub. I appreciate it. Kisa Prime, I also remember you resub. Thank you so much for that as well. That's the interesting thing, is we have the follow numbers and we have the subscription numbers. We just don't have like the viewership the same way other people do. So that's it. We're getting that. But I have the help of like I have gothics helping me. I have Sin. I have a lot of people in my, and then I have support from fucking people like you. It's incredible. It's just a matter of time. And like I said, like clearly,
time. Trust me.
oh, I mean, clearly I'd be doing this no matter, otherwise I would have quit. If I was in this for the money, I wouldn't be doing this for a year and a half.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, I'm rooting for you. I like what you're doing. I
Oh,
like what you stand for. Yeah.
dude. Oh my gosh. I'm so oh, okay, stop it. Stop. Everybody, can we thank you so much. Yeah, Wild Spice, Johnny Sweatpants, thank you so much for the 4-month subscription. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, Wild Spice shot my wedding. She was my wedding photographer. That's how I know her. She's a light in the dark.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So like, oh, if you see wedding pictures of like my dog and everything, that's where that comes from. Oh, that's you didn't have to Wild Spice. That's a lot. Thank you so much for those biddies. Oh, you guys, it's okay. I'm not emotional. This isn't my show. I am here to present Ceddy to you. I think everybody follows Ceddy, and if you're not, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but that's all of his links, so be sure to follow him. So we have this saying here, and it's this idea that so it's I don't know if you've seen it or heard of it, but it's be the light. And so why that's why when you keep saying light and light, I don't know if you know about it, but our whole saying here is that when you don't feel good, go out there and help somebody else feel good. Treat other people the way you wish you were treated. Gives people the example of how to treat people with mental illness by being that example for others. So go out there and be the light. And so when we
I
sign,
wasn't aware of it, and I'm happy with my psychic power. See,
yeah,
I know
see,
something.
you are on point with your psychic powers today. They are going off the charts. Oh, a light in the darkness. You would know all about that. Oh, thank
Yes.
Wild Spice. That is so sweet. I have to catch one of your streams one day, you guys. Both of you are awesome people. You guys. Been going for, oh, you guys are so freaking cool. Okay, so when we sign off, I asked our whoever is guesting to be the light. So we are going to host somebody, so please stick around if you guys would like to know who I'm about to host. Ceddy, thank you so much for being here. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything that you would like to say before we leave?
No, you are amazing. Keep doing what you do. Okay, I'm rooting for you. I love you, and you deserve nothing but the best thing in the world.
Oh my gosh, but what about you? Where can people find you? Tell us about your schedule.
They know me. Don't worry about me. You know, I want them to know more about you. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna do for you. Okay, I want people to know you
Oh my
because
gosh.
yes.
You're a silly bitch. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how we're gonna sign this off. I don't talk to anybody else this way. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, everybody, and please don't forget to Ceddy. That would be your line. This happens more often than you think. So now you would say be the light. Holy shit. I'm gonna give you the biggest hug, by the way, at TwitchCon. You're not gonna know what's happening to you. And I'm gonna make sure to smell like lavender so I don't break any of your illusions that you have.
Okay,
Me.
fine. So I will see each other again. Be the light. Yes.
Bye. Have a good night, everybody.
I'll be a light. Okay. Bye.